So you're a music producer and you just feel stuck at the moment. Keep playing the same progression over and over. I'm here to tell you there's a system you can learn that you can be able to overcome that obstacle. My name is Nash, I'm a music producer and musician, and in today's video I'm going to break down what is a whole step and half step, how to come up with these major minor scales, and we're going to learn about relative keys and the number system. Before you can understand scales, chords, or progression, you need to understand just two things: half steps and whole steps. So, what is a half step? A half step is the smallest distance between two notes, all right? You move to the very next key, no skipping. White to black, black to white if there's no black keys in between. So what that's saying is you're not skipping any notes, you just go in half step up. From C will be C sharp, okay? Half step up from C sharp, or if you say C sharp or D flat, okay? Half step up from C sharp will be D. Half step up from D will be D sharp or E flat. Half step up from that will be E, okay? So you got C to C sharp, okay? So you got C to C sharp, and E to F, B to C. B will be here. So half step up would be C. That's what you call a half step. A half step is the smallest distance between two notes, okay? So that's a half step. So what's a whole step? So whole step is two half step combined, okay? You got C and D, so what you're basically doing is you're skipping a note, right? And then you go into the next note. So that's a whole step. So you got C to D, D to E, F to G, A to B, okay? So C, skip a note to D, that's a whole step. D to E, that's a whole step because you skip the note, this note here. And then E to F sharp. Let's just say F sharp. C to F sharp. That's a whole step up. Okay. The magic formula, right? So there's a formula that we use to, work out any major scales. Okay. And we just went back and we talked about whole steps and half step. You know how to find a whole step, how to go whole step up or a half step up. So we're gonna implement this into a formula now, okay? We got WWH, WWWH. So whole step, half step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, half step, half step, okay? So that's the formula we're gonna use to form any major scale. But we're just gonna stay in the note of C, the key of C, and we're gonna form C major scale, okay? So the first step will be C, so a whole step up from C will be D, a whole step up from D will be E, a half step up from E, because we're on the H now, half step up from E. Half step up from E will be, we're not skipping a note because it's half step, so it will be F. All right. So a whole step up from F will be G, because we're skipping a note. And a whole step up from G, skipping a note, will be A. If you said A, that's right. And a whole step up from A will be B, and then we go back to C, which will be a half step up, okay, which we come back home here. That formula, you can be able to form any scale. So formula is whole step, in a key of C sharp now, or D flat, whole step up, whole step up, half step up, whole step up, whole step up, half step, sorry, whole step up again, and then half step up. So same again. That's in D. Okay. So the C major scale is the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right. So we kind of demonstrate how to do it in different keys, but let's try it in G as well. So we're going to figure out the notes together. Yeah. Whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Yeah. Keep this formula in the head. So it's whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That's how you form any major scale. Okay. So when I started playing music, I didn't know anything about this formula. Me learning this, it became so easy for me to understand how to navigate myself on the keys, okay? Being in church and stuff, I had to learn how to move around with this. Like someone might say, oh, you need to go a half step up. Firstly, I didn't understand what they were talking about. Do you know what I mean? It's not until I went to like music school and the tutor was like, oh, this is called a whole step and this is called a half step. This is what you need to do and this is what you need to do when someone says that, or even forming the chord progressions and stuff. When I got this, it was so easy for me to, you know, navigate myself playing live or working with other musicians because they all speak the same language in a way. So this is very fundamental for you to understand. You need to remember a whole step. Yeah, you skip one note, okay? Half step, the next note. You don't skip a note, okay? So WWH, WWWH, WWH, WWWH, okay? Just remember that formula. Keep it right along somewhere, you know, put it on your phone, memorize it, put it on your computer as a sticky note. Then when you sit to your keys, you just remember that WWH, WWWH, okay? I want you guys to meet all the 12 notes on these keys, okay? Before scales, you need to know every note that exists, okay? So it's normally, if you play all the keys and the keys like going up chromatically, right? That, my friend, is a chromatic scale. So you got very easy, just going up. All the keys, all the keys, all the keys going up. Dip, up, 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 up. Back down. Back down. Back down. Yeah. Only 12 notes in all music, okay? Every song ever made sees notes from this set, okay? So the white keys, you have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, right? Then the black keys is either sharps or flat, Okay, depends on what you want to say. Okay, so you got C sharp, you got D sharp, you got F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. So C, semitone up, C sharp. Remember we talked about D, semitone up, D sharp, F, semitone up, F sharp, G, semitone up, G sharp, A, semitone up, A sharp. Or if you're coming down that way, you can say B, semitone down, B flat, A, semitone down, A flat, G, semitone down, G flat, E, semitone down, E flat, D, semitone down, D flat. Okay, so here are some half step examples. You got C to C sharp, so white to black keys, then E to F, there's no black keys in between that, so there's E to F, so semitone up, and then G sharp to A, so G sharp to A is a semitone up from there, and then B to C, okay, semitone up, semitone up, semitone up, semitone up, right? Now whole step example, right? So let's work out this together. So C to D, skip C sharp in between, so we're skipping C sharp, right? D to E, right? So skip D sharp in the middle, so skip that black note and we're coming straight to the E, and then F to G, so F to G, skip F sharp, then go straight to G, then A to B, skip B flat or A sharp, straight to B, okay? So let's build the G major scale using the formula, all right? So we got G, right, here, the first note, which is there, okay? Then you got A, second note. Then you got B, third note. Then you got C, fourth note, which is a whole step. I mean half step, sorry. Then whole step up from that note will be a D, because you got the W there. Then whole step up from D will be E, right? Then a whole step off from E will be F sharp. There you go. If you notice that F sharp appears in this G major scale, okay, just because we keep using the formula, okay? So this is why the formula is important. It's just a pattern in the way you can work out these major scales. Okay, I want you to practice to try and build D major scale yourself. If you want, you can pause the video now just to work that out yourself. So if you worked out, so the D major scale will be from D, right? We got a whole step up from D will be E, E, a whole step up from E will be F sharp, half step up from F sharp will be G, whole step up from G will be A, whole step up from A will be B, whole step up from B will be C sharp, C sharp, then half step from that will be back to that, so it goes. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. D to E, E to F sharp to G, D to A to B, B to C sharp, and then C sharp back to D. Okay? So why does this matter? Okay? Because one formula unlocks every key in music. One formula, all 12 keys. You don't memorize every key separately, you memorize the formula. So you need to just keep memorizing the formula. If you memorize the formula, you should be able to work at any major scale on the keyboard. Once you get the formula in your head, you should be able to work it out by yourself. Yeah? It's not hard, guys. Okay? From all the same formulas, you got C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Same, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, E, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and so on and so forth. Okay? This is how professional musicians think. This is how we, when we approach music, yeah, we have formulas in our head that we already memorize, okay? And it's within us, and we just execute that whilst we're playing, yeah? We're going to talk about building any scales. We kind of worked out that before. We're just going to home in on it a bit more. We already established building the D major scale from scratch. And the way you do that, from D, we're going to go whole step up. Whole step up from D will be E. Whole step up from E will be F sharp. Half step up from F sharp will be G. Whole step up from G will be A. Whole step up from A will be B. Whole step up from B will be C sharp, and then back home, which will be a half step. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. And there you go. And there you go. Okay, so that was the major scales. And what I'm trying to home in here on is we've got major scales and we have minor scales, all right? Minor scales, the formula is a bit different. So you got whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. Show minor scale. There you go. It's all the white keys, okay? So it should sound like this. So if we're working in major, so the relative minor for C major will be A. Bit dark. So quick recap, so I just want to go over this again. So we got whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Okay. C, D, E, F, G if in the C major scale. Then you got G major, which is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. Then D major, which is D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, C sharp. Build A major scale formula applies again. Okay, so let's build that together. Okay, so we got A. Let's build the scale. So, remember the formula? A, whole step up, whole step up from that, half step up, whole step up, whole step up, whole step up, half step up. you notice what I'm doing there now, if you know these scales now, you can be able to work out melodies very easily, like nice and easy. Whole step, A to B. We just played that just a while ago. B to C sharp, C sharp to D, D to E to F sharp to G sharp, and then back home. So that, my friend, is the A major scale with the formula applied. Why does minor sound dark? It's all about where the half step falls, okay? So we got the C, we got major half steps, okay? So you got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, okay? So half steps falls here. Half step are position 3 to 4, 7 to 8, okay? In major. And then in a minor, you have the half step from position 2 to 3 and 5 to 6. The simple rule, half step at 3 to 4, 7 to 8, and half step for the minors, 2 to 3, 5 to 6. Okay, so let's build the minor, okay? Remember the formula, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. So, whole step up, half step up, whole step up, whole step up, half step up, whole step up, whole step up. That, my friend, is a D minor scale. If you notice that one flat appears, which was the B flat, and that's from using the formula. You got that note that presented itself right there, okay? So you're gonna practice to build E minor yourself, okay? Now you can be able to improvise. Because you know the scales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is one way you can practice to get better. Just play the scales like with a rhythm. Up and down, down. Well done. That is the E minor scale. Okay, so one sharp presented itself, which was the F sharp. Okay, using that formula. All right. The dark rhythm keys you need to know, okay? So you have A minor, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, okay? No sharps or flat, most common. Then you have D minor, which is D, E, F, G, A, B, C, okay? So it's deep and serious, okay? Then you have G minor, okay? Which is the notes are G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, and F. Then you have E minor, which is E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. Okay? So minor chords, obviously, minor scales make your songs a bit serious, okay? In church, I always go back to church, like, we call minor keys like when we're playing like serious songs. Reflective, same dancehall, when you want weight or darkness, you go to the minor key, okay? Okay, so we kind of briefly touched on this before. This is the thing that blows every producer's mind. 2 keys, same 7 notes. One sounds like summer, one sounds like a dark rhythm. Once you understand why, you hear music completely different, okay? So you have C major and A minor have the same 7 notes, okay? Which is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, okay? Whether you play in minor or you play in major, doesn't matter. A minor, all. Then you got C major. All playing the same notes. Right? The only difference is the home, is where you land at home, okay? So in the C major scale, you normally land home on the C, which is there. And in the A minor, you normally land home on the A, okay? How to find relative minors. To find the relative minor of any key, you count 6 notes of the scale, okay? So to work that out, okay, so if we're in the C major, okay, and if you're in the key of C, and you want to find the relative minor, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is A. These scales are relative to each other. So you got the C major scale, and then you have the minor scale, okay? If you're in C sharp and you want to work out the relative minor for C sharp, you count 6 notes down. That major scale will be playing the same notes as the minor scale. So there's something I want to talk about. Okay, so I personally always work from the major number system. This is if you're working in the major number system. C will equal to 1, D will equal to 2, E will equal to 3, F will equal to 4, G will equal to 5, A will equal to 6, and B will be the 7, okay? The minor is slightly different, which would be A will be 1, B will be 2, C will be 3, D will be 4, E will be 5, F will be 6, G will equal 7. So me, personally, I'm just used to working from here. You won't find me working here. I wish I can, okay, but it's just easy for me to work from here. So you guys might not understand what I'm trying to say here, because if you're quite new to music, this will be completely foreign to you in a way, but it's just something to bear in mind, okay? We do like to work a number system when we're talking in music, and it's just easier for us to work out stuff in a way, okay? So in dancehall, which is some of the music I like to produce. Okay, so you have the bright rhythms, and then you have the dark rhythms. Okay, the bright rhythms use the same theory, just different homes. Okay, so if we go back here in the C major scale, home will normally be the C, and in the minor scale, you normally be home in the A. But it's the same, all of these play the same notes, all the same notes. It's just different home or different, place you return home. Okay. For an example, you have the song Summertime by Vybz Kartel. It's in E major, I think it is. And home is normally the E major. Okay. And then you have the minor keys, which is A minor or G minor. You normally have these dark rhythms. It doesn't matter what key you're in. Once it's a minor, it's normally songs a bit dark. Okay, once you understand this, you should be able to switch between both worlds, and you should be able to do that effectively. Okay, so let's just hear how C major sounds. That sounds a bit. Artists have, oh, that song's a bit happy. Okay. So it's all about going back to the home. We land back on the major there. C major. The home note is C. It sounds bright and happy and sunny. Okay, so if you want to make like a happy type vibe, like a summer type vibe, something that uplifting and makes your spirit like uplift, we normally work in this major scale, or our home is normally coming back to the first note in the major, or the first chord, whatever you want to say. Now let's play the A minor. So we have the A, and the minor scale for that will be as I mentioned before, you have switching between happy and a bit more aggressive with the minors. So you got then you go dark. Then you go happy. Then back dark. Yeah, that's how you can come up with different feelings in your music. You got the minor scale, which is, sound a bit dark. So your home is normally the A, which is the sixth note in the scale. So the relative minor from C will be A, and that's the minor. So you play the A minor scale there, which is the same notes as C major. Bit confusing, I know, okay, but you get used to it. So this is normally dark and heavy and emotional, and then you have the C major scale, which is D, E, F, G, A, B, which is normally bright and happy. So what are relative keys? Relative keys share the same 7 notes but have different home notes. Okay, the home note decide whether the music feels major, bright, or minor, dark. Okay, so just to explain that, you have the relative key pairs. So the relative key pair for C major will be A minor. Relative to G major will be E minor. Relative to D major will be B minor. Relative to F major will be D minor. Relative to B flat major will be G minor. Relative to E flat major will be C minor. Okay, so 7 notes, home decides everything. All right, count to 6 notes of any major scale. Okay, and that's how you find out the relative minor or major. Okay, so C major, count 6 notes up. Bam, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the relative there. G, which would be E. D, 6 notes up from D major will be B minor. F major, 6 notes up will be D minor. Okay, so let's say that again. C, 6 notes up from that will be A minor. 6 notes up from G major will be E minor. 6 notes up from D major will be B minor. 6 notes up from that will be D minor. Okay, the number system side by side. Okay, now we're gonna go into the realm of playing chords in a way. I don't want you to get too confused with this, but I need you to understand it as well. Okay, in the number system, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to teach this system here, C major system. Okay, I don't want you to get confused over because I don't want to confuse you guys. So just leave that for now, just so you can understand what it is. Okay, so you have the C major system, which is home is C, and the numbers from C. So how to work out the numbers from the C major system? C will be 1, D will be 2, E will be 3, F will be 4, G will be 5, A will be 6. So C, that's the 1, that's the 2, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to the 1. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. In the A minor system, so the 1 will be A, the 2 will be B, 3 will be, the 4 will be, the 5 will be, 6, back to the 1. Sorry, 7, sorry, back to the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So this is a world of music production. So you got the bright tracks, you got the heavy tracks, or if you're producing dancehall type of thing, you got the summertime rhythms, and you got the dark rhythms. So bright rhythms, so we're gonna play these chords here. For bright rhythm, you have E, A, C sharp, minor, and B, okay? So the first chord will be C, will be E, A, C sharp, minor, and then B. home. See? Now let's try it in A minor, okay? So we got the chord F, D, A minor, E minor. So F, D minor, A minor, E minor. Okay. Song's a bit dark. When you come to this chord right here, it makes you feel like you want to go back here, innit? So what we covered today, okay, was relative keys. So every major key has a relative minor sharing the same notes, okay? Remember we went through that, okay? And then we talked about the 6-note rule, which to find the 6th note, we count 6 notes up from the major root to find the relative minor, okay? We went and did C major and A minor, same notes, okay, different home equals different world, okay. Picking one system, which I say I prefer to work in the major number system, just because most musicians operate from that realm. So once I understood that major and minors are like the same 7 notes, I start thinking of them as different things, okay. It's just all one family, just all the same notes. It just depends on where you're coming home and where you're gonna, choose to come home when you're playing your chord progressions, okay? That's what makes the difference, okay? The next thing we're gonna learn, okay, is the number system. Okay, I'm gonna obviously try and demonstrate that so you guys can have a good understanding how to work out this system and why it's helpful for you guys. The number system. Okay, so number system is the most powerful tool in music. Learn the progression once as numbers and you play it in every key forever, okay? It's just a universal language in a way. So number 1 will be C major, number 2 will be D minor, number 3 will be E, number 4 will be a major chord, 5 will be another major chord, and number 6 will be a minor chord, and the 7th will be, it's normally diminished. It's very unstable. So playing 1, 6, 4, 5 in C, okay? So we're gonna try and work out the 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression in the key of C. The chord 1 will be C, so you got the home chord there, which is C, E, F, G. Then you got A, then you got F, and then you got G. So C, A minor, F, G. C. Okay, the first, then A minor, which is the 6, and F, G. Okay, you have in a key normally have 1, 2, 3 majors, okay, and then you have 1, 2, 3 minors, and then 1 diminished chord. Working out the number system in the scale will be number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to the 1. So that's in the key of C. Okay, then we have G. And C. C minor, E minor, C major, D. Then in the key of D. Okay, the 1, 6, 4, 5 chord progression in the key of D. Right, and so on and so forth. You can go all the way through this, okay? Okay, so this number system was so fundamental when I learned this, because it was easy for, like, if I didn't know a sound or we didn't know sound, like when we play music live in church or whatever it is, or practicing, you can just, if everyone knows the number system, they can be like, okay, I don't know the song, okay, but one person might know it, so you might say, okay, just play me, the song is in the key of C, but it's the 1, 6, 5, 4 chord progression. So you might say, okay, in the key of C, 5, 6 chord progression, or say 1, 5, 6 chord progression. Okay, so 1, 5, 6 will be the 1 in the key of C, and the 5 will be G, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, G, and then the 6 will be a minor. So 5, 6. Okay, so remember I said the 1, the 4, and the 5 is normally a major chord, and the 2nd, 3rd, and the 6th is normally a minor chord. Okay, so that's how I worked out what if I need to play a minor or a major in a way. Okay, with this, someone will call that speed, someone calls a number, you are ready to be playing. Okay, so every musician speaks the same number every genre. So this creates freedom in a way that you learn it once and you play in every key, right? The major chord 1, 4, and 5. So in the major chord, right, you have C major, F major, G major. So this is the key of C, right? Okay. And then the minor chords, right, will be D minor, E minor, A minor. So let's go back there. The number system, using the number system, we got the 1, 4, and the 5, and those are normally major chords. And then you have the minor chords, which is normally 2, 3, and 6, which is D minor, E minor, A minor. Let's go back again. I want you guys to get this, man. So we have a number system. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all represented by notes or chords that you can play, right? Right. So you have, for the major chords, right, you have the numbers that play major keys, or major chords, sorry. The numbers that play major chords is the 1, 4, and 5. Okay? And then for the minor, the numbers that play the minor chords will be the 2, 3, and 6. Okay? So if we quickly go back to the Summertime Vibes Cartel and analyze that a bit properly, you got Summertime, okay, which is in the key of E major and it's like 100 BPM. So that chord progression was a 1-4-6-5, okay? So 1-6-4-6-5. So in E major, so you have 1, which we already mentioned that the 1 is normally a major, which is the anchor chord, and then it lifts to A, which goes to the 4th, right? And then the 6 is a minor, it goes to C sharp, and then the B, which is B major. So it sounds something like this. A summertime. Yeah. So you notice like just one, minor chord was introduced in this chord progression, but it still sounds a bit happy. So it just gives the chord progression a bit of color. But it's all about obviously where we go back home. But we go back home on the 1, which is the E major, 1-4-6-5 chord progression. So 1-4-6-5 in the key of E major, and that's a chord progression for that song. So maybe you can practice that on you when you have some time, just to get familiar with that chord progression. Okay, so let's create a session moment. The scenario is you're in a session, a producer plays something you've never heard before. They say, this goes 1-6-4-5 in A major. You know A major, you know the numbers, you are playing it before they finish the sentence, okay? So A, F sharp, D, E. So, knowing the number system in a way, it creates speed, like you're not there trying to draw stuff in, like that just takes ages. You just know the number system. Okay, let me see, I'm gonna come up with chord progression. Okay, let's play the 1-6-4-5 chord progression. Let's go with that, bam. You just jump on your keys, bam, bam, play that down, and you're good to go, yeah? You're not there trying to struggle like, that's a waste of time. We don't do that over there. We're professional musicians, so we do things properly, okay? So this works every time, works in every genre. Dancehall, you go to the 6th. Gospel, you drop to the 4. R&B, stay in the 5th. Afrobeats, 1-4-5-1, okay? So speed and confidence, yeah? That's all we need. No guessing, no playing. We're not messing, we're just working out from the number system, knowing your chords, what goes with that number system, and what goes with each numbers, knowing what number plays minors, what number goes with majors, and so on. The progression builds the music you love, all from the number system, okay? So the dancehall, Bright, which we played, Summertime, in the major key, which is E, I think it's E minor, E major. So you got the 1-4-6-5, dancehall, you can switch it around, yeah, 6-4-1-5, Afrobeat, 1-5-6-4, R&B type vibe, 2-5-1, okay, so it has like a jazz influence. Then you have soca, 1-4-5-1. So maybe you can practice these. Now that you know the number system, you should be able to work out these and what chord goes with these, okay? So for instance, let me just tell you now. For instance, if you have the 1 and you're in C, you're playing the key of C, the 1 will be C, C major. The 4th will be F major. The 6th will be A minor. And the 5 will be G major. Same again with that. With this, a bit dark, same key. It's just a different home, same notes you're playing. 6-4-1-5 chord progression. The 6 will be A minor. Okay, so 6 will be A minor if you're in the key of C. The 4th will be F if you're in the key of C. The 1 will be C, and the 5 will be G. So that's dancehall. Now we're going on to the realm of Afrobeats. Afrobeats, okay, so it's a bit of a gospel, a bit of a global anthem progression, okay. So we have this progression here, which is 1, 5, 6, 4, okay. So just to work that out in your head, using the number system again, the 1 will be, okay, C. If you're using the number system, the 1 will be C, which is home. The 5 will be, the 1 will be C, the 1 will be C, which is home, which will be a C major. The 5 will be a major chord, okay, which will be G. And the 6 will be A minor, and the 4th will be F, okay. Going to R&B type vibe, so you have the 2, 5, 1, so 2 will be a minor chord, 5, 1, major, back to the 1. 2, 5, 1, back home, 2, which is a minor chord, back home, 2, 5, which is a major chord, and then you go back home, 2, then a 5, G, which is a major chord, minor, G major, A, back home, C. And then soca, 1, 4, 5, 1, so it goes like this. Hey. One language, every genre, every key. That's the number system, guys. Very easy, okay? Okay, so what we covered today, what we covered in this segment of the video, we went through the number system, we went through transposing. We learned about the session language. Someone calls a number, you're already playing it, and how a professional communicate. Okay, so, and then we have a universal concept of it for every genre that you play in, which is dancehall, soca, Afrobeat, R&B. Okay. Okay, so the number system is the fastest language in music. It is used in everyday dancehall, soca, Afrobeat. One number, everyone knows where to go. Okay, so someone calls a number, you automatically know where to find the chord around that number. Okay. This week, I want you to practice, you know, inside your door. You go and you work out these number systems. So you just come up with a number in your head. Okay, it doesn't matter what key you're in. You already know how to play scales. You already know how to, you know, find out scales. You know the formula for scale, which is, you know the whole steps and half steps. How to, you know, find those stuff. So you're gonna, you know, implement all these formulas that you learned in this video, and come up, you know, playing these chord progressions. Okay, so, you know, so maybe in your door you can write like a bar, practice to write like a bar, how we call the bar in like your door. And then maybe you can even teach someone about this number system that you learned today. Right, so that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this video today. I hope you guys learned at least something. It's not hard, guys. You know what I mean? You learn the system, whole system. You learn about half step. You learn about, you know, major scales, minor scales, you know, relative keys. And the number system, you're on your way to playing and sounding like a professional musician, okay? I know some of you are visual type individuals, so if you're a person like that, maybe you would like to consider having the 12 key to your system. In this system, I break down how to play chords, the different inversions, or maybe you're a dancehall producer, you would like to have like a chord bible in terms of, you know, working out the theory behind forming these chords. Maybe it's something you can just put on your desk and then you can quickly grab when you're making music. It's there for you if you want to take it, okay? Thanks again for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Until next time, see you in the next video.